Welcome to Aussie Sidecar Stories. This episode is somewhat of a part 2 to Rodney Anshaw's sidecar story from last week, but also can be viewed as a standalone if you want to delve into my Aussie sidecar story. So we pick up where last episode left off when the sidecar got put up in the mezzanine in the shed and had about 20 years sitting there. And in 2019, we took it for a first ride in a while up at the Big Chill in Queensland. So we chat about what it was like for Dad getting back out there and what it was like for me finally getting to have my shot on a sidecar. I hope everybody enjoys it is one of the episodes that has been asked for a lot because people are interested in knowing what my ties are to sidecar racing, and hopefully this answers some of those questions and you enjoy. Appreciate everybody jumping on and supporting the podcast as per always. It's been really great engaging with so many of you on social media, having a chat about all sorts of different things going on there. Please keep the conversations going. Absolutely loving it, and reach out if you or someone you know would be a good guest.
Whether it's road, dirt or cross country, there's no better feeling at a racetrack than the sight, the sound and the excitement of a sidecars race. The Aussie Sidecar Stories podcast is here to share the stories of the people who live and breathe this wild sport. From the riders and passengers to committee members and volunteers, it takes a village to keep sidecar racing alive, and we want to welcome you in by sharing their stories.
Well, we've replenished the drinks, had some toilet breaks, and now we'll jump back in at the next chapter of Dad's Aussie Sidecar Story.
Dad's Aussie Sidecar Story. We're going to rebrand.
Well, it feels weird saying Rodney, even though I know that's his name. Still Dad's Aussie Sidecar Story. So we've got differing views and opinions. When we wrapped up the first half of this, we left it off where the outfit got shelved. She got put up in the rafters. She got put to bed for a little bit, but you never got rid of her.
No, I can't get rid of it.
Yeah.
It's just a part of me.
Yeah.
But build it from the ground up. And I don't consider I've finished my development of it. It doesn't matter what happens. There is always something to tweak.
Yep.
Upgrade. Oh, well, you can't really upgrade because you're stuck at 1972.
Yep.
Or December 72, so you might as well say 73.
62.
62, yeah, sorry. Yeah, age is showing.
Yeah.
But it sat up. It sat up in the rafters for a while, didn't it?
Oh, yeah, sat up there for nearly, well, it would be 20 years.
Yep.
Yeah.
Every now and then it'd get moved and it'd get started and it'd run and it'd kind of be a what if, and then
maybe one day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And well, yeah, it had a basic standard Norton motor in it, which is still Norton crank. All my motors have run. I've taken the standard Norton alloy upper rods out, and they've all been replaced with Corellos.
Yep.
Because unfortunately, in one of the earlier days there, I had a 650 motor in, and it decided to machine the timing cover off the crankcases.
Didn't appreciate the work you were doing on it. Decided to do it itself.
Oh no! But Tom turned around and accused me of throwing rocks at him.
Oh, if it's not one thing, it was the another. So it was around because 2019 was the first race meeting that we did. So it would have been around 2018-ish that it came down in earnest. But I think you and Mum had done a trip up in Queensland and actually came across the Big Chill by fluke to some extent.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, I can't really remember why we were actually up there.
Well, you weren't retired by that point yet either, so
No, but I wasn't working.
Yeah. You were using up some leave.
Yeah.
So just so anyone wants to calculate that was so 2018. You came across that around 2018. You came across that. You parked it up in. You were
Well, it was the end of 99.
yeah.
The end of the race season in 99 is when this thing. Well, it got set aside. It did do a couple of come and try days because by that time I'd moved out of HRR into Annandale Leichhardt.
Yep.
And yeah, as far as I'm concerned, if you're a club member, you help your club the best way you can.
Yeah, but racing wise, it'd be up to that point. It's a solid. That'd be about 18 years, 16, 17 years.
No, 2019 it got parked up.
Yeah,
1999.
Yeah,
they got parked up. So, and it was 18. We seen the meeting up there.
Yep.
So, of course, Big Chill is won by the Queensland Early Motorcycle Sports Club.
Xander does that better than you.
Got to make sure I get it all right. But Sportsman's Club. And at that point, it was at Carnell. And I remember you and Mum came back going, like, we just came across this. Because it's all historic. Like, it's all the older machines up at Carnell Raceway when it was still running up there.
Yeah. Like I say, I can't remember why we were actually up there. But yeah, we came back down inland and basically looking for somewhere to bloody well stay. We hunted around Warwick and there was a bloody Porsche club meeting up in Warwick.
Bit fancy.
Bugger this. So we drove down and oh shit, there's a race meeting over there. I think we must have stayed at bloody Stanthorpe.
Yeah, well, because when you're coming from Warwick Way into Stanthorpe, there's the big Carnell Raceway sign as well that tells you what's on.
Yeah.
That's always been there. So no doubt you would have spotted that coming into Stanthorpe.
I don't know whether we spotted that or when we were in there talking to somebody, they said about it being on.
Yep.
We'll go out and have a look at that. And yeah, it was. It was all the early stuff. And I thought, oh shit, that'd probably be worth having a go at. But yeah, I haven't got to hunt around. I've got to get my bike going. I've got to find a passenger. No, okay. It just got put back. And just poor old girl was living up on the mezzanine. And there were other bikes in behind it.
Yep.
And well, I did. I lifted the bloody thing down because I couldn't get at the bikes behind it. I can't remember. It might have been the Douglas. Or the Douglas down.
There are a lot of bikes in this shed.
It's not as big a shed as you think either.
Anyway, everybody got it down and the bloody thing was sitting down here on the bloody floor. And somebody come around.
Yep.
Oh, what's that doing down? Oh, I just wanted the bike out from behind it. Oh, yeah, okay. Well, Muggins here didn't put back up the bloody top quick enough. A few days later or a week later or some bloody thing, Jem's back around here again. Oh, it's still down. We must be going to do something with that. Oh, shit.
Because as has also been previously noted, I was also a little bit bitter at the timing of it getting put away because I actually think while it got put away for racing at the end of 99, one of the come and try days was annoyingly close to my 16th birthday. And Kevin Hardup will remember this one as well because he still tells me about the daggers that I shot him at one point. But anywho, we know that you've got to be at least 16 to get on and have a go. And I think that outing was the very last one that it had. And I never got my chance to go on the outfit that I considered mine because it got finished while I was when I was born. So therefore it's mine.
But no, we sort of got our heads together a bit and rightio, well, we sort of revamped her. I got it going, like I say, on the basic standard Norton motor, because the 3-bearing motor, when I finished running it, I had a bit of an issue that I've been hunting all the time while I've been running it, and I decided I wasn't going to put that engine back together until I'd done some mods in it. Yeah. So, yeah, we ended up running a basic standard Norton motor. And, everything was going fairly bloody well. And I thought, well, it's time to build another motor. And, after reading Phil Irvine's logic behind the design of this engine, I thought, well, mate, that makes bloody good sense to me.
Yeah.
So then I set about building another new engine.
Revived her, decided to just throw another engine at it.
Yeah. We built the 76 crank, which, you get your crank built, then you've got to get a cam built, then you've got to muck around with bloody exhaust tuning again, and so it's just never ending. But
yeah,
if you not doing that, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
So we had 2019.
Yep.
2019, Big Chill at Carnell Raceway was your first outing on a sidecar ever.
Yeah. Look.
We get up there, and then do you want to let everyone know what happened on that first run, Jem?
Well, to start with, I think we'll say that even for me, when I was a kid, I got to have some amazing experiences just being a kid around racetracks and going to Carnell and being up there around the Queensland guys. It had the atmosphere that we absolutely loved. Like, we've talked about Amaroo Park and, how, like, Dad loved it as a racetrack, but it was also an amazing, it was an amazing amenity. Like, it was an amazing facility for us to be able to be at, and the people there were so good. And I think from the moment we rolled in up there, we knew nobody up there. Well, it turns out we did end up knowing a few people up there. But from the moment we rolled in up there, everybody was just so excited to have us there, so supportive. So, and it was really great. But it was also kind of really nerve-wracking because that's it. It was my first shot, and we did good until we kind of didn't.
Well, I bet you. We is the collective, sure.
Well, we did good.
What happened in the first practice?
We did good. We were out there doing laps, getting the feel for it.
The way chill is, you get practice qualifying together. I think we had two up there.
Yeah,
two. They were back
point,
to back when we were at Carnell. So best lap from those two is sets your grid.
Sets your grid. So
first one out.
We were out there. We were doing laps, getting the feel for it. Dad's settling back in. I'm getting the hang of moving around. We did a few laps. Dad had said to me when we were going out, it's like, all right, we'll take it easy because I've got to get a feel for it as well. I had a moment, didn't I? We did a lot. And then the funny thing ended up being, I think by the timing sheets, we completed 5 laps.
Mm-hmm.
And on lap number 6, I had a moment and went rolling and got in trouble because Dad had to run back to me to check that I was okay. But I was okay. I got up. We've come back in. I destroyed a helmet. I've still got a scar on my knee from the friction burns from that incident, but something in me, we didn't stop. Dad, I went and saw the medics and they were like, you're all good,
yep.
You're all good. And then we jumped in the car and went to Warwick to buy me a new helmet.
So by the time you got back from the medics, I remember that we went, are you okay? Jem's okay. There's no concussion. Everything's okay. I said to Rod, what do we do now? He says, we can't do anything. She's destroyed a helmet. So first thing I did was start Googling motorbike shops. It's a Saturday. Surely there's something open.
Saturday morning too,
yeah, surely there's something open nearby. And it turned out there was one in Warwick, one dealership in Warwick. And I rang him. You guys got helmets in this size? Sure do. Righto. And by the time I was saying, righto, thanks, no worries, we'll see you soon, Rod was shoving cash into my hand, and he just said, "Go."
So we've jumped in the car. We've
So we
done the
jumped
trip
in,
to Warwick.
We put the 4-year-old in the car, you and I.
And when we were driving back, I think we were about 10 minutes out from the track. Now, again, racing's always a family affair. This was the first outing for the outfit in this second chapter.
Okay.
All of us were there. So Ian and I by this point had Xander. Dane and Carly were both up there. We were all there. So we were about 15-ish minutes from the track on our way back when Carly rung me and she's like, "Hey, how you guys doing? Like, are you almost back?" And I was like, "Yeah, we're about 15 minutes away. Why, what's up?" And she's like, "Well," now mind you, we missed our second practice qualifier while we were out on the road. And she's like, "Well, when you get back here, we've got to get your helmet straight to scrutineering to get it checked off because you guys qualified second and the first race is up soon." And that was a bit of a shit moment because I was like, not only had I, and I actually genuinely think had we stopped at any point, I might have talked myself out of it, but we didn't stop. We just went, well, this is what we've got to do. And we went and we did it and we got out there and we raced. And I think we had 2 races that day. So yeah, but basically we got back into the track. And as we've gotten into the track, because as I say, I had friction burns all over my leg. Like they were nasty and I end up on my knees a little bit on the bike. So Dad grabbed my helmet to get it signed off. I went into the medics and were like, can you do something about this so I can put my leathers back on? Scrutineers had already checked that my leathers were still okay. We got back on and I actually think we did pretty well. I think we were finishing where we started those first 2 races.
I think second most of them.
Yeah, so we had 2 races.
Maddie?
Yeah.
Was it Matty Klein?
Yeah, Matty Klein.
Yeah.
Matty Klein was outstanding, and he was
having pearler of the year.
So, but you guys were finishing second. Yeah,
and
that's if anyone is ever doubting the insanity and the speed Rod does. First time out in a long time with a brand new passenger, and he puts it in second with only a couple of laps.
That was very much
Rod's taking it easy, by the way.
But also I had Matty Klein coming over, and I didn't actually click that it was Matty Klein.
Yeah,
because everybody was just saying, "Oh, Matty." Well, Matty Klein was racing with his father in the 1990s.
Yeah.
So here it is. He is now racing, or he was then racing his father's bike.
Yeah.
And I'm back there challenging him on the bike that we used to
So
go toe to toe
with
in
the bloody 90s.
Yeah. So Matt was riding when we were up there. Like he was his dad's passenger, but now he was riding. So again, we discovered that we did know some people up there. So, Saturday ended up being quite a whirlwind. Like we were kind of going, wowzers, like this is, riding on a bit of a high, kind of going, this is actually really cool. Like we've done this. Like we've had a revival. And then, I mean, Sunday we were scheduled for 3 races because, again, that was the program for that. So we were going to be starting second on the grid for the entire weekend. All well and good. We've rolled out. Feel like, I have to admit there were a few little aches. Something weird was going on in my thumb after my roll.
You rolled off a bike, Beth.
Yeah, it was one of those. I was like, but again, I was still riding on a high. Like that night, like we all stayed in a house together there. Like it was really cool. We're all buzzing, all excited. I think Evelyn and Neil had come to catch up with us as well. Like we were. It was everything. Oh no, they came on the Sunday because they got to see. So I didn't necessarily see much of what happened on the Sunday because I was just doing my job. So we went out. We got about 3 laps in. We were doing pretty well.
We were going fairly well, and it was.
Lopeman, Gene.
Yeah, Gene.
Yeah.
Gene on his Harley, and it was reasonably potent, but just wasn't cornering as well as I was.
Well, I think you were having a bit of trouble off the start too, so we got you in the straight up.
We were struggling with starts all weekend, but we were making them up.
Well, clutch the motor wasn't running as hot as what I would have liked it to be running.
And
Yeah.
because it was the
And-
big chill, it was really cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
And-
Sunday morning was on. I remember that being 0.
But it was all running fairly well, but I had to play catch up.
Yeah.
Yes, getting out of the last turn onto the main straight, that was proving to be fairly bloody difficult because we had tyres that just weren't gripping.
Mm.
The old tyres that I used to run were no longer available. The tyres that I put in there, mate, ice skating rink would be bloody have more traction than I had.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were battling on, and Gene would get the punch on us up the bloody straight, and and then he'd be balking me on every bloody corner entry and what have you, because I've always had the sort of the opinion that you don't race somebody into a corner because the potential of 2 machines and 4 people going
Yeah.
skywards is just too high,
Mm.
and we're up there. Well, we're not even racing for a bloody piece of paper up there.
Yeah.
We're there for the bloody fun of it, so don't kill somebody.
Mm.
And away we go. We're going bloody well anyway, bloody coming around every bloody time we come down around the bottom of the track into the little left-hander before the hard right-hander going up the straight. Gene was leaving, 1 to 1.5 bike widths out, coming around so he could try and get a good line going into the bottom corner. And I thought, there's a hole there, and I can make that work on the next corner as well. And, I was on the bloody, it was the third or the fourth
Yeah, it
lap.
would have been about the third lap.
Yeah, but anyway, come down into it, and bloody, I thought, well, okay, if I don't do it, we're stuck here. Oh, excuse me. And bloody, so I've just, as we come out of the bloody back of the bloody track, out of the big right-hander up the back of the track there, I said, well, righty up, she's do or die, and I just bloody pinged it and just kept the drive going. Well, as we've come down there, I bloody ride on him, and I don't know whether there was communication or what, but the gap that he was leaving there and was there to start with, he's moved over and shut it. Well, that put us straight out on the dirt. I'm on the brakes as hard as I can be, but doesn't matter what happens. Once you hit the dirt, you're a passenger.
Yeah.
Mate, there was a bloody hair's breadth between us and the back of Gene's bike when we come when we come off the dirt on the outside of the track and went straight through on into the infield. And at that time, up in Carnell, there was a internal wall with a wire fence
And a water barrier.
that was the other side of it.
Yeah.
And there was a post there. I don't know whether it's a speaker or something up on top of it. That doesn't matter. But it had a diagonal stay. And going across there, okay, it might have only been about 2 seconds. But I was thinking, I can do this, I can do that. Now, if I do this, that's going to happen. Holy shit, nah, it's not worth it. I don't know where Gemma is.
Yeah.
And so we just stayed hard brake, and we went into the wall and caught the diagonal stay. Went over the top of the nose cone, in between the bike and the sidecar.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Didn't make the nose cone look real pretty. My fuel tank extends up into the nose cone, bent a corner of that and what have you, but it punched deformed the bloody main tube going out to out to the sidecar.
Yeah.
When we got back into the bloody pits, well, I looked at everything and I thought, okay, we can still run. And okay, went around doing a few more checks, what have you, then started wiping some of the dust off. Nah, in the back of the van. Yes, I found a crack in the plate on the top steering buddy head.
Yeah.
So no good playing silly buggers with that.
It was one of those moments where there were a couple of things that you put on me for things that you wanted me to do. You knew that I was inexperienced. You knew that I, was learning. And one of them was, if we end up, because there is a lot of dirt and grass around the track at Carnell, and you said, if we end up on the dirt, just stick to the middle, because you needed to be able to steer out of it. So because it's a slight left that we were in, but I didn't need to be out.
Yeah.
And because there was a right-hander before and after it, I was kind of positioned just over the side just to give it a little bit for that corner. And then as we've come over, like the gap zone, and I'm like, where are we going? And I've just dropped my bum back into the middle of the bed. And I've said to a few people where my grabs are, I had one hand forward and one hand to the side. And I kind of look behind me because I wasn't that was just how I was spotting what I was doing. That's how I'm more comfortable. I don't necessarily look forward. I find spots. And I was looking at it and I because I just dropped back as soon as we hit it. I was like, and I'm looking through underneath my arm and I was like, crap, we're on dirt. And then on the third one, I was like, what the fuck? And I've looked up as we've made impact, and someone actually got a series of photos where you see me. I've still got hold of both of them. And I lift right up, and then I'm full Matrix hover. It's pretty cool. And there's a video of it as well that I'll work out putting in. And then we, went all the way to Queensland to get an ambulance ride, because they put the ambulance out on track to come and get us, because they were worried about, because Dad sort of, once the impact has stopped, Dad's rolled off onto the grass. And, that was I went, I can't see Dad. And he would have heard me scurrying around, and I've jumped up and run around, and he's like, I'm okay. And he's just laying there on the side. And then the funny part of it was, and again, the nature of this machine that nobody else can work it out. Man. We pulled it out. So all of the track marshal guys were like, "No, it's okay, leave it. We'll get it. But Dad wanted to check it. Dad wanted to know what the damage was. So I'm like I just said to him, I was like, just help him, or he's going to try and do it himself. And they were like, oh, okay. So we've pulled it out, and we've had a quick little look over of it. And then the ambulance got there, and they were like, no, you've got to come with us. Sorry, Dad, you're a bit old. They hooked you up to everything. And Dad got the full, cables and everything. And I just kind of got you're good? I'm like, yeah. But the funny part of it was, they couldn't get the bike to move.
Yeah. So one of the worst parts actually of the weekend for me was we didn't have a starter for this yet. Yeah. He didn't have a starter. So she was still push and bump started. Yeah. So Dane and I, all I remember is on Saturday morning is Dane and I with you up and down, because it was 2 degrees. And of course she don't want to kick over when it's that cold. Yeah. So up, down. So when that happened, Dane and I, our first instincts were we ran to the pit. We ran to the pit entrance, and we ran to there. And we were watching and we were waiting, because we knew no one's moving that bike. No one's moving that bike. So, and we did a bit of a naughty thing, but the marshals looked up at us and they were trying to figure it out. And Dane and I were already there. We're like, with hands in the air, we're running. So it's just, it wasn't that far.
Track had been cleared.
Track had been cleared. No one was on it. So we ran straight across the track, and Dane and I just grabbed it and just started, Dane whipped her into neutral, and I just started pushing.
That's it. It was nobody could get her to move. She was cranky. She needed her family. So unfortunately, that brought a dramatic end to our first race meeting out. But it was so exciting to see the outfit back out there, and to get to be a part of it, and for Ian and Xander to get to be there as well, and get to see something that they've heard all of these stories about our life, around the racetracks. And
first time I ever got to experience a race, mate.
Yeah.
And considering my grandfather raced dirt speedway around Wollongong and Sydney, well before I was born, on solos. So I'd never really been to any kind of race meets, but it's always been something that I've been interested in. I think it's in the blood.
Yeah.
Because of that. So go into this thing, and then suddenly it's been, you go to this thing, you're surrounded by family, and I met more people. Like I met the Kleins, and who was Maddie's passenger that year?
Damien.
Damien, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you remember we had Damien, the kids as well. So, the kids were playing together. And
Oh, that's it. Like it was the full family atmosphere.
Family atmosphere, and it was just everyone at Carnival. Actually, everyone in QEMSC were just so amazing, and
I mean, I don't think you had to worry about Xander at all. Like while you were off, sort of helping deal with the bike, and as much as like Mum and Carly were there as well for that one as well. Like Xander was covered.
Yep.
While, we were doing like ambulance and, outfit recovery, like, and that's been an amazing part of it every year that we've gone up there for it. So we also, the next race meeting we did was the All Historic. That one was at Wakefield Park before it got closed for its rebuild, but I don't know whether we want to talk about that one because
that was another bloody disaster.
The joys of it, it's like bringing her back to life. She wanted to remind you of those very early days of when it all started.
We got down there and we entered the meet, didn't get around to getting a garage or anything like that. But as it so happens, Neil and Evelyn were down there, and they had a garage organised because Neil was running his air Mackie in the regularities. Oh, come on, bunk in with us. Yep, okay,
awesome,
good, terrific. Got down there, got everything sorted out. Went out and done the run around, done the practice.
One lap.
I don't think you still haven't done a complete lap of that place, have you?
No,
we went down there on a bloody practice day.
Oh yeah, we've done a practice day there after this, but we got one lap, and that was even after having come off before. Like I came off and I ran into something, and I know I'm not the most experienced passenger, but I still maintain that's one of the scariest laps I've had because it just shook the entire time, and I had I was going through my brain. I'm like, there was nothing about this in the brief. There was nothing about what do you do when it just will not stop shaking. Yeah. And I'm trying to look at Dad, and he's shaking his head and everything, and I'm like, I don't know where I'm meant to be. Because that ended up being like, that was the valve seat.
We broke. Well, we didn't actually drop a valve seat, but we cracked the section out of the valve seat. So it was on the exhaust side, so it's throwing the broken piece down the pipe.
Yeah.
First thoughts were, okay, we've done a head gasket. And now we're there, mucking around. And unfortunately, with the mods to the chassis that I've built here, it's not a matter of leaving the engine in the bike to get the head off. The easiest thing to do is lift the whole engine and transmission unit out of the machine and work on it beside it.
Yeah.
Well, we run around the pits and what have you, secured a head gasket, but we were going to have to anneal it. It was a solid copper head gasket.
And I think it was in Canberra or something too. We were at Goulburn, but that was...
I had one at the track.
Yeah, okay, yep.
But the engine at that time was running a standard fibre Norton head gasket. And there was another bloke there that he'd done some damage and he lived in Canberra, so he was going home. He was intending on coming back the next day.
Yeah.
But, Neil and Evelyn were there and they liaised with this bloke. Where are you? How do we find you? Blah, 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 blah. Yep. Get that engine out and we're on our way. Well, it only takes half an hour and I've got the engine sitting on the ground.
Yeah.
So I'd done that, grabbed the spanners and started to lift the head. And I looked in between the head and the barrel. The head gasket's fine. It's complete. So mad panic. Race around, catch Neil and Evelyn before they get away.
Yeah, before everyone does all the running around.
Because otherwise we may not have got in touch with them quick enough to pull them back. Otherwise they'd have done a run to Canberra and back for nothing.
Yeah.
But okay, we caught up with them.
Yeah.
And
it became another one of those moments, but a funny one for me from that was while we were sort of standing around pulling it all apart. Like, everyone did jump in, but there was a point where I was standing there with, I can't remember whether it's Scott or Billy. It might have been Billy Freeman standing there with me. And when you discovered that it was like it wasn't the head, it was something that wasn't replaced. Like it was not a trackside fix. And he just looks at me and he kind of goes, "So what's that mean now? Is it going back to the shop?" And I just went, "That is the shop." Because nobody other than Dad works on and he just sort of looked at me and I was like, Dad is the one that works on this. And, and I think that's just one of those moments where it's like, that's how ingrained this outfit is to our family and like how much it's tied to it that nobody else works on it. And I mean, we try, like we're trying to work out what's going on with it and we help out where we can. I hand spanners, I get polished cloths, but it's, it's just, she's part of the family and, and then you got stuck in, you got it sorted. But unfortunately, it wasn't I think this third race meeting was, as I say, we did do a couple of, we went and did a track day or two we did go down to Goulburn for one or two of them. I remember we did a few of them where, there was a lot of fun. There was one of those where I did have the little moment where I've slipped forward a tiny bit on the left-hander and kind of went, okay, not going to don't like doing that one, don't recommend.
That was down at Old Wakefield.
Yeah, Wakefield. So, so we did a bit of that. And then I think the next race meeting was the Big Chill again because we just love the atmosphere there. That one we're less happy about because it was... Or it might have been, I don't entirely remember whether COVID interrupted us. But then...
I think that was the first one back out
again.
The
first one back out again was up to Carnell for the Chill, and that was the one where we didn't make a complete lap. The only point we made it out on... The only one where we made it out on track, we got out of the dummy grid. We've got up to the thing, and we ended up standing and watching the race meeting from basically underneath the tower. But, again, that's historic racing.
Well, that was...
I don't even remember what the drama ended up being with that.
That was the first outing for that engine, but I'd rebuilt a gearbox.
Yeah, I think you did that.
And unfortunately, I have got AMC and Norton laydown gearbox parts in my tub up there. And from what I can work out, I've put one of the primary gears out of the Norton laydown into the AMC box.
Come on, we tell Violet constantly to put her puzzles separately. You need to put your puzzles separately as well.
But the thing is, you sit these two gears side by side, and you cannot physically see a difference.
But there's enough of one that
there is just enough of a. It's probably in the gear cup.
Yep.
In the gear tooth cup, it is just enough to create a small bind.
Yep.
So that as soon as you go to bloody try and engage a gear, no, you don't want to play.
Yeah.
So then that was that Chill. Then unfortunately, not long after that.
Well, no, because we had an all historics.
We had the all historics.
We had a successful all historics. I think that was the first one where we were like, hey, we could, this is all right. And that was, it got moved to Pheasants Wood at that point. Yeah. So we did an all historics there, and
then after that though,
and
then you became pregnant with Violet,
and you cannot race while you're pregnant. Glenn got to have a bit of a revival for that one. He had a few little runs.
You guys went to Broadford for a Vic title.
Yeah, we went down to the Vic title down at Broadford, and on the way, our plan was we took a tent and everything down, and we were going to rough it. We were going to bloody camp in the pits, which that's allowable down there.
Yeah.
But on the way down, it was pissing down bloody rain and bloody it was drizzling nearly all the bloody way down.
And cold, because it's Victoria.
Oh, yeah, it was friggin' cold. Anyway, we were going down there. I had to go into Seymour to bloody get fuel. And bloody driving in through there, I bloody just said to the bloody boys there, I said, the first friggin' motel that's got a vacancy, we're in there. So, okay, we went in there. We got a motel. We got the three of us in the one room.
Yep.
Whatever, that was all good. Anyway, we got down there and buddy yeah, we got through scrutineering and everything, which was, that was okay. And then we're out there, going reasonably bloody well. What was it, Saturday? Yeah, I think it was the last race on Saturday. I can't remember where we were actually coming.
I think he did pretty well, though.
Oh, yeah. Pretty well.
Yeah, we ended up coming in buddy second on in the title, but that was more because buddy Garth Francis, his swinger, was also running a solo, and he had a fairly monumental bloody prang.
Yeah,
and he pulled out, and I said, "Well, you could pick up another swinger," and everybody just looked at me and said, "No bastard will get on with him." Oh shit! Okay,
got to be a bit.
I better keep my mouth shut.
Need to be a bit extra cray-cray for that one. Yeah.
But anyway, buddy, one of the bloody races here, we were going really bloody well. We're still having tyre troubles, and I was getting around it, bloody dropping pressures, and doing a lot of things I probably shouldn't do. But anyway, we got through the bloody weekend. But we're coming down around. We about the third lap of the 5-lap race down there. We're buddy coming down the back straight, very loosely put it with that track, because it's not actually straight. There's a buddy left-hand kick in it. And we're buddy right on the bloody hammer of buddy, buddy, was it Peter Large? Or what?
Dave or Peter?
Yeah, the younger of them.
Not
Be
sure.
one of the largest, isn't he?
Yeah,
Well,
one of the largest.
One of the largest who also have to come on the podcast at some point.
Yeah,
They're playing coy.
They are. You can come on and put your version up. But anyway, we were coming down there, and I was bloody steaming up on him. Rightio, bugger. I'll go down the outside. That'll give me the line into the right-hander right at the bottom. Well, there again, I don't know about communication or bloody anything like that, but no, he's come slamming over onto me. Took the cable off my tacho drive on my engine with his bloody sidecar guard. Okay, all good. But anyway, I seem to remember we ended up getting around him anyhow, but we finished the race. No real issues. And we're in a bloody pit, and anyway, this bloke comes steam or off. Well, he was strutting across the pit. My lawyer's going to be in touch with your lawyer, blah, 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 blah. All in jest. And I said, well, hang on a minute. I think my lawyer ought to be talking to your lawyer bloody all first. Why? You run up the back of me. I said, come over me and have a look at this. And he walked over and he said, holy shit, did I do that, did I? Because here's the bloody cables flapping around beside the front wheel.
Not as bad as some of the moments you had with Tom.
No. But there again, down at Broadford, it was a very light-hearted atmosphere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big group outfits too.
Yeah. And historics.
Victoria, good for that.
The only track I've got that sort of feeling from here in New South is down at Marulan.
Yeah.
Because, down there, Scott Hills, he seems to go out of his way to take hassle out of the administration side.
Yeah.
Pheasants
Wood is really good. Like it's a short track and it's got a few corners on it, so you have your moments where you're like, it's not quite ideal, but again, the atmosphere and the ease of access to it is really good. But so after I had my little bit of a gardening break, Glenn I think he did Victoria with you. He didn't go up to Queensland, because Queens borders were shut. Still, it was all very weird up there.
We couldn't.
Couldn't do that one.
Up there. We couldn't get we could have got up there.
Oh yeah, there was no accommodation.
But we couldn't tie down accommodation anywhere up there.
And then I think Glenn did an all historics at Pheasants Wood with you because I took photos at it.
Yep.
And then when I was able to jump back on, we went on and we finally conquered the chill and we won every race and it was amazing. and you know, and that was a really cool, that was a really good feeling. Like it was one of those where I think everything did sort of like, you know, I still have moments like where there was still moments across the weekend, but not everything's going to be perfect. No sport is, but you know, come the end of it, there was still this massive relief, and I've still got the video because by that point we had the cameras on there, and there's still the bit of the video where you can just hear me going, "We finished the weekend" when we came in from that last race, and it was such a relief, and it you know, the fact that we won our class, even though it was for nothing, but it was like I was more excited by the fact that we finished and we didn't have any moments.
That's. And this is the thing that still sort of bugs me with a lot of the people out there that are, well, I don't know whether they're younger people coming back into it or whatever, but they seem to think they've got to put all the latest and the greatest into these machines.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I suppose I do a fair bit of that, but everything in that machine comes out of this workshop to start with.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that is bloody old school racing.
And I guess that's been possibly one of the biggest struggles that we've had, like the mechanical dramas that we've been having with it could somewhat be, and I don't mean to sound like you're the drama with it, but it's the fact that it's an older machine, and you've said like we've struggled, like the number of different tires and the number of different, like trying to find tires that fit it and like all of that kind of stuff. And then now, because it's, you know, 30 years older than it was when you actually built it, getting the parts and being able to work on the machine is so much harder now because pieces just aren't out there for it.
Well, they're out there if you want, if you got to pay for it.
Yeah.
And as I've said at a few of our club meetings and what have you, when they turn around and say, "Well, why aren't you, buddy, coming to this race meeting, or why aren't you going to that race meeting?" Mate, I'm retired.
Yeah.
I'm 72 this year.
Yeah.
And mate, I can't go to bloody work and do another couple of shifts of overtime and say, right, I can afford to do that now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The money that's in my bloody bank is not staying there, it's going that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And and it's hard because it's expensive for everybody. But with the older machines, it's you've got to have the passion for it to be able to spend the time on them that they need.
Yeah, well, you have got to do the work.
Yep.
It's hard to keep the passion too when some of the grids keep dwindling as well, or when you see quite a lot of guys who have outfits parked in sheds. And they got blankets over them, and they're saying, "Oh, I can't get that out anymore," and they're not willing to give it to anybody else as well. So, at the same time, it's hard to keep that passion and that drive to want to keep going with it. Sometimes I think when you,
I would love to be in the same bloody position that Ian Milden's in up in Queensland.
Yeah,
he's got a bloody stable of bloody bikes up there. That, as much as he would love to, he can't get out of them.
Yep.
But up the last bloody meeting, there were 3 of his sidecars and 3 of his solos.
Yep. Yeah. When we were up there for
at the bloody meeting, and he wasn't sitting on one of them.
No, that's right.
Jesus, he was running around, but he had his ass hanging out, but he kept them all going.
That's it. Barely got to say hello to him.
Kept them all running.
But this is it. And
there was younger people on those that were having a ball. Even though that they were down, some of them were down the back because they're only just learning on a couple of those P3 machines. They were having a ball.
Yeah. Oh, mate, you do. Mate, you don't have to be at the front of the field to have fun on these things.
Yeah. Especially at these types of race meetings.
Yeah, it's the same as getting on that Ducati and going for a bloody ride. Yes, I could ride the bloody thing at 80, 90 mile an hour, but I don't enjoy it.
Yeah.
Cruising along at bloody 60, 65. Like, it just sounds nice.
Yeah.
Excuse.
It's all right.
Yeah, this sounds bloody nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and well, the same was the TX500 out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just cruise on them. You bloody, and enjoy the feeling.
We had the same problem again, though, didn't we, when we went nationals again, Tasmania?
Yeah.
And you had that.
Yeah.
That people say once bitten, twice shy with some things, but for you, I guess it's been twice now because you had the WA one where you get over there and there's not enough
nothing
for grid. We put all this money into a big family holiday. We were going for quite a few weeks with everybody.
Like
to Tasmania.
we were flying down. Mum and Dad were driving down because they've taken the bike and the boat.
Booked the boat because you had to book it so far in advance. And we find out 2 weeks before the meet. No, week off.
No, it was a couple of days before Mum and Dad were leaving to drive down to the boat.
We find out that there weren't enough.
They put a thing out after more entries. Didn't say anything other than that. It was 2 days before I was due to leave here and go down. The bike was loaded.
Yep.
And sitting in the back of the buddy van, ready to go. And I got a buddy email saying there is only one P3 entered for the meeting.
And because
that was us.
And because we knew we'd done our entry.
So I rang them up down there and I said, so what, that means I'm the only P3 down there? Oh, yeah, but you'll still get a ride. I said, yeah, but what am I riding against? Oh, it's an all-in field. I said, no, I don't do that.
Yeah.
I do not like all-in fields. Yes, okay, it's coming to the bloody crunch where if you want a bloody ride, you're nearly going to have to.
Yeah.
But I just said to him, well, I said, I've got no other choice but to withdraw from the meeting.
Because it wasn't worth taking it down there and doing it would have been amazing to get to go and do it because it's probably the only time we will I don't think we'll ever look at doing a Tasmania again, unfortunately, because of the logistics of it. But it's to go down there to kind of do an exhibition and run the risk of all the things that can happen. It was kind of would love to have supported the club and still gone and all that kind of stuff, but you've got to pick your battles and you've got to prioritise things.
And I think that's the point. The point we're trying to get at is that people get them out of the sheds. Yeah. Let people, if you can't ride them yourself, have the fun of building the thing again. Let someone else ride it.
And I'm happy to say that Tasmania guys now have they've done a lot of work, and there are now a couple of P3s down there. Just unfortunately they weren't there and running at the time we were going to at the point where we're going to be heading down there.
Some of the other states are going that way too, aren't they? WA's a lot better.
WA are doing amazing at getting heaps of them out. Victoria's always had a really strong historic scene.
I know WA guys have been at you and saying, how come you don't? You guys should come back over here again.
Would love to.
But we're sort of saying, but we've poured all this money twice now into coming to different sides of the country to do these things, to just be disappointed at the end of it. And through no fault. It's not like going there and then something mechanical goes wrong and disappointment. You can live with that part. And
it's just the timing at this point in time is not great for a Western Australia trip. But I think we're really enjoying at the moment because the two events that stay true on our calendar are the All Historics that's now at Pheasants Wood, which is up to it's pre-63 cars and pre-62 bikes and sidecars, and
no, it's only
other way around.
No, it's only pre-60 or 61 cars.
Yeah,
and
pre-63
bikes.
Other way around.
So other way around. So it's again, you've got solos, sidecars, and cars that are at that. It's an amazing.
It's an awesome
event.
day when you're used to going around now, like me for a few years with you guys, going around to tracks where it's all bikes, it's solos, it's sidecars, and then going to an all historics where you get to see all these amazing old cars getting out and going around, and they cut laps really quickly. And some of these guys give them some stick too. You got 1930s wartime cars out there, race cars, actual race cars. Out there, and it's amazing. You don't get to see these things out on tracks anymore. And then
and the solos that are out there as well. Some of the we have some points. I have to admit, I love giggling at some of the guys in the cars because they get to stick to their period attire and stuff as well. So you've got the guys with their bucket helmets and their goggles on, and I love it. It's such an experience as well, and it's a lot of fun. And so we'll be doing that in I don't know, a couple of weeks, whatever it is, later this month.
I've got to get the entry in for that.
It's okay. It's Pheasants Wood. It's the easy one. But yeah, so that one.
Well, it's a shame another one's not running actually. So you might have been able to run a different one in a regularity, to be honest.
Yeah.
Just to have a roll around in something else that's sitting behind you over there.
But yeah,
don't talk about that thing.
And then the other event that is on our calendar every year now is the Big Chill, and unfortunately, they've lost Carnell now through, again, no fault of their own. That's a whole other thing.
Well, they're coming back. I did read that the other day.
Yes, have heard
Big
that it's on the cards,
but it hasn't been fully confirmed.
But we went up and did it at Morgan.
It's in the wind.
We went up and did the chill at Morgan Park.
I really love Morgan Park
last month.
Morgan Park was amazing. That's the first time I'd been to Morgan Park, and that place is top notch for a racetrack.
I enjoy Morgan Park. It'd be nice if I got a few more laps on it.
yeah. Look, you know what I've come to realise? Well, for one, I blame Peter Cyril for jinxing us at the chill this year, because he said to me after we'd gone out and done our first race, because we had a drama in qualifying, which meant we got a quarter of a lap in, but then we had a good race, good first race, and Peter said to me at the end of that you're going to have to slow down if you want to keep coming up and racing with us. And then I'm going to blame him for putting the jinx on us for the drama that happened in the next race. But then I also had the moment of realising that Queensland tracks, it seems we need to go to them 3 times before we can conquer them. So we had 3 goes at Carnell. A third time was the charm.
You've had
so far we've had 2 shots at Morgan Park, and they've not ended well.
Someone ruined the first one.
Oh, look, again, that was a series of unfortunate events. Just call us Lemony Snicket for that one.
Someone decided to karate chop the track.
High-speed tumbleweed impersonation was what I was told. So, yes, I did have – we went up there for last year we went up there for the Queensland Historic Titles, and having a pretty good weekend. Like, it was miserly rain. Well, I say weekend, but it's midweek. But
it was fun.
Yeah, it was miserly rain, which I think is the first time I've actually run in. I've been out in actual rain. Like we've had it threatened before, so that was interesting. I got hit by a bird. That was also interesting. Day one of it, and everyone looks at me and goes, "You hit a bird?" No, I got hit by a bird. It flew across and it cleaned up, and then I messed up. I was slightly wonky, and because I was sitting in the wrong spot, I tried to take us around a wrong corner, but we recovered from that. We were fine. And then, yes, on the second day of it, I think my hands were freezing. My gloves were wet. It was weird. There was I think we had everyone around us.
Somebody had all the bikes around him and got a bit excited. There was a big combination of everything.
A bit of a punched it a little bit earlier. I came rolling off the back. And again, that one unfortunately ended up slightly worse than the first time I've exited the rear.
Well, it's first broken bone.
Well, yes, because I broke a rather small in the grand scheme of things bone in my hand, but it did lead to surgery and wires, and then surgery to get the wires out. So that put me out of action for a while again, which messed up a bit of our plans to go and do some other race meetings after that. I think we missed the National Historic Titles that were meant to be down Victoria.
Yeah, the Broadford ones.
Yeah, we were meant to go down to Broadford, but I screwed up those plans. But through doing this podcast, I've heard some pretty catastrophic stories of guys that have had a lot worse than me. So I need to be grateful for the fact that that's all it was. But again, I got in trouble because Dad pulled up the bike and ran back to me. And then, when we were up there for the chill, I think we ended up had to brake hard and snap the shear cable off and ended up dirt tracking.
Oh yeah.
Which thankfully, look, I'm gonna say, because it was off the start, we were in a very packed grid. That was an amazing grid. I know it was mixed, but it was so good to have 18 sidecars on the grid up there for the Big Chill. It was so good.
Yeah.
So all the late models had a bit of an issue of their own going into turn 1.
Yeah, and
I was steaming up behind them, and I thought, well, yep, okay, they're all there. I'll be out of the way by the time I get there. Get out of the bloody way. You bastards aren't getting out of the bloody way. I was already on the bloody brakes, but then I was just getting that bloody close to them. I just went to maximum braking. And as I went to that, the bloody lever just come straight to the bloody bar, and we picked up speed.
Yeah.
And I reckon I was probably about 5 to 10 feet behind the last of the moderns when we were going diagonally across the track to the infield.
Yeah.
Yep. You took off between everybody.
It was
Because
pretty
you had
hairy.
you had the rest, you had the other P3s and stuff right behind you too.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
all we saw from the start, standing up at the grandstand, was you cutting between all of them.
This thing was getting off the bloody mark really bloody well.
And then thankfully at that point, because as you say, you cut across, and again, it was like I was over for a right-hander.
Yeah.
And I'm watching so of course I couldn't see what was happening over there. All I could see was the tar getting narrower and narrower and narrower. And then all of a sudden I'm like, we are on the grass. And I've dropped back because I went, I don't know what's going on here. So I've dropped back over onto the bed a bit, but I've not moved from holding the back bars because by this point everything was on, and we're bouncing because it's not smooth dirt. But I actually think if there was to be a spot on the track where something like that would happen, that is possibly the best place for it, because there was an excessive amount of runoff there. So we basically went up, and because we were going uphill and there was some up and down, that's what slowed us down and stopped us. If that had have happened anywhere else on that track, there are walls and there's not as much runoff and it's all flat or it's downhill.
Well, you think once you get down to that bottom corner,
no,
moving a heck of a lot quicker there.
Yeah.
Well, no, the bottom right-hander, there is a fair amount of room out the bloody back.
If you can keep.
And when you come up into the next two sections, you've got a lot of tyre barriers.
Yeah.
So.
And that's it. So I was grateful for that. And then when we've got off it, because I was kind of like, again, I dropped back over and I was just sort of holding on, because with the amount of movement that we had, I knew that I needed to be on the bed, but I was not game to let go because I would have been thrown. So I just dropped over onto the bed and was holding on to my grips. But then we've got off and we've looked at it and you've seen that it was the brake lever and it was like, but then the next, the next scary bit of that was because where we'd pulled up was just off the track entrance. Yeah. And there's no, again, kind of not supposed to. We waited until everything was clear, and the marshals, the track guys did sort of we were hand signaling that we would go back in that way because when everything was clear. But then they've come out to try and help us and come to try and grab it. But of course, we were then going downhill and it was rolling, and they're coming towards us. And I'm screaming at them, waving, going, no brakes, because they're coming straight on it. And I'm like, oh my God, this could, but they picked up and they jumped out of the way. But then, so unfortunately that was our weekend done. But, it was, again, it was so good to see so many sidecars on the grid up there. And
this is our biggest bloody problem now. And I chased around a couple of years ago and tried annoying everybody that I could think of to get the bloody things back out, or otherwise we're going to lose them.
Yeah.
And mate, okay. A lot of the other blokes might be saying, but I'm fairly old. I used to race against you back in the bloody 90s and what have you. Well, hey, I'm still here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come and have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Get them out.
Well, that's it.
But again, if be like Ian Milton, if you can't ride them, but you can still got the knowledge and know how to build them, build them and get someone else to ride them. Let someone else ride them.
Yeah, find a couple of people that you can trust and put them on them.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's going to be my issue sooner or later, because I've got this one and I've also got the BSA upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, actually, that's it. We'll jump into that one because unfortunately, Ian Taylor, who's the one who got you into it, owns the BSA. He continued to own the BSA, had it in the shed. But when he passed away a couple of years ago, he made sure that you got that BSA back.
Yeah. Well, it was probably about 12 months before he passed away. I went out and seen him, and I said, "Hey, I'm going to take that thing up home." I went out and seen him again later on. Oh, it's not in a tidy hole. Where is it? Oh, it's out here. Oh, okay, we'll talk about it. Whatever. He said, "Well, you suppose you better bring the van down and put it in there."
Yeah. because
But, yeah.
he came around to realise that, you know, and
Yeah.
and this is only a few years ago. Like, I can't remember exactly. You know, it's only a few years ago, but
Yeah.
again, we'd started to see what was happening to the historic grids. You knew about this outfit that was there, and now you've got it.
Well, yeah, that's it. I was working on Ian to get it back out. I was I ended up having to do the whole lot. You know, engine out, full rebuild, whole chassis's been redone, everything's done, all the wheel bearings, everything. But if we can date the bloody thing, get it in the right period, I hope.
Yeah,
You know, because it's got to be a P3. It can't be a P4.
yeah,
And like, I've then just got to find somebody to bloody pilot it.
yeah. Because it's about getting them back out on the
Yeah.
grid.
Yeah, mate. No, and bloody. Well, yeah. When the Norton came back out, people were bloody milling around and saying, "Where the hell did this one come from?" And I said, "This one was raced in the bloody 90s." Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh shit, yeah. And then there's people coming up on the I remember the bloody bike. And I also get, oh shit, that thing looks good out on the track.
Oh, there's nothing better than when they come up and they hear it. Like,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
the first time, like Jazz from Annandale Leichhardt, she came up to the Big Chill because this year they opened it up, like, you know, at Morgan Park. She came up to the Big Chill, and it's actually the first time she's seen it running because you missed last year. Like, you know, I was broken last
Come
year
and
for the
try
come
day,
and
yeah.
try
Yeah.
day. So, and the bike was playing up or something.
I was working on it.
She was having dramas, but and that Jazz has only been a part of the club for the last sort of year or so.
Yeah.
But watching her reaction to it starting up and hearing it is just, I love it. It turns heads. People love it. And that's just the older machines though, like all of them.
Yeah. One of the things that Jazz said there when I shut it down or whatever, she said, "That's not stock." Yeah, because she's a buddy, a mechanic herself. So
Yeah.
she's had the opportunity to listen to a few machines, and that's not stock.
But boy, she loved it.
Oh yeah.
But no, it's
Too bad I didn't get a chance to overtake her.
yeah, well, that's it. But she was doing plenty of
Oh, yeah.
overtaking herself. She had a pearler of a
No,
weekend.
she had a good weekend.
Yeah. And that's it. And I think we've got the All Historics on the cards next month. Undecided about some other events we're going to. We'll have an Annandale Leichhardt come and try day, which you're hoping to be able to take the BSA down to as well. Have both of them.
Come and try day. I'd like to take both of them down.
Yeah.
I've just got to work out how I'm going to transport the two of them.
Oh, we're going to put that thing in the trailer. It's going on the back of the ute. That's what's happening.
Well, we've got to get it on the bloody trailer.
We'll get it. Oh, it's wider than this thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got all the
It's
fairing.
saying this just the fairing and what have you.
We'll get it on the trailer.
And I've got a couple of things in mind, but
Yeah, because the come and try day, like as you say, they're great for people to come and get an experience in the sport, but they're also great opportunities for these rebuilds, these ones that you want to get out of the shed to come and give them a run.
I'm not. Yeah, okay. I'm very protective of my buddy bike, but if there's somebody down there that has got a bit of skill and a bit of knowledge of sidecarring and really wants to bloody have a go at P3 sidecarring, I'm quite open for them to bloody jump on it and do a session.
Yeah.
Because, mate, if you don't get a chance to do it, my passion for sidecarring came from my road sidecarring.
Yeah.
And, and like I say, the thing that I said there, you're either going to hate it, or you're going to love it, or you're just going to beat it.
Yep.
And when it come to racing, I just wanted to beat it. I just wanted to bloody build something of my own and put the bloody thing out there and say, right, come and chase me.
Yeah.
But bloody, it's not about being in front all the bloody time.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you have more fun dicing with somebody.
Yeah.
Because, mate, what was it? It was one of the meetings down at bloody Pheasants Wood where we were in front all the bloody time.
Yeah.
There was that wet meeting down there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, every time we went out there, we were out in bloody front. And the last couple of bloody meetings down at Amaroo, when we're running down there, we're out in front. Like, you haven't got a benchmark.
Yeah.
You're just hammering the bloody thing, and you don't know whether you got to or not. And you don't really want to be hammering the shit out of these tigers.
No, they don't like it. They like getting to go, but they don't like being open the whole time, which is why, like, tracks like Eastern Creek, like you raced Eastern Creek a bit back in the day, but now we do have a little bit of a reluctance to do, like, mixed grids are part of it, but and it was fun when we did Festival of Speed last year, but it's not great for these ones to be constantly wide open the whole time.
Yeah, well, we used to do it. Yeah, if we're going to do it, we'll do it. But it can become very expensive.
Yes, lesson learned.
So,
I guess, like, you've done heaps. Like, you have done a fair bit in the chunk of time you've been racing. I know that there's some stories around your missing Bathurst because, the year that you had the opportunity to do that, it was an 11th hour call to add sidecars and you missed it. But would that sort of be one of the things that you wish you'd got to do, or is there anything else that you kind of wish you would have got to have done?
I would really like to have bloody run Bathurst.
Yep.
I'm not saying would have done any good. If Ev was on the sidecar, mate, we'd have really punched it.
Yeah.
Because, like I say, she could read what the bike was doing, what I was doing. If I was offline, she just compensated.
Yeah.
To the detriment of her bum a few times.
Yeah.
Because there's one lot, we'll just revert back to one lot there, which is, I don't know if she'll get a laugh out of it or not. But, buddy, one of the last lots of meetings out there, I just said to her, I said, I'm going to change turn 5. Oh, what are you going to do? I said, no, if I tell you, you'll be waiting for it. And I said, I'm not sure that I'm ready for it yet.
Which track was this at?
At Eastern Creek.
Yeah.
I said, I'll change turn 5, which was a left-hander.
Yep.
Anyway, we went out there and come back, and she said, no, you haven't done anything. No. I said, everything's got to be right. Yeah. Went out, I don't know, it was the last race on Saturday or the first one on Sunday. Gone out there, and I've muffed turn 5, something freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Sidecars come around, which she'd normally float around that corner. Sidecars come down. She's got a bum out over the bloody front corner there and slammed it onto the bloody, their shark teeth.
Yeah.
Around that bloody corner. And, but, mate, didn't flinch.
Yep. Stayed where she needed to be.
On the sidecar. Yep. Did not bloody well flinch. We got through the rest of the bloody race and come in, and wow, Jesus, did I cop it. Build up the back of the bloody head with my helmet still on and whatever. I know what that's all about. And bloody what have you. And anyway, she's moved back into the bloody pit there and what have you. And she's bloody going bloody crook and bloody she undone her bloody leathers and ripped the leathers down and said, look at my ass. Well, mate, there were probably 20 people in that bloody pit and you could not hear a friggin' sound. And you know where everybody's eyes were. Well, yeah,
on their toes.
Oh, mate, her ass was black and bloody blue.
Oh dear.
If that's what you call changing the corner, bloody well forget it.
Change it back. That's not one we want to keep.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, later on the bloody, the second last or the last race on bloody Sunday, we come around there, and I thought, mate, everything is just exactly where I wanted.
Yeah. Because
the line into turn 5, you come out of the right hander, you drift right out to the bloody to the inside of the track. You sweep right across to the outside of the track, then you make the left hand turn.
Yeah.
Well, I decided there's a quicker way around there, and I was coming out of the right hander, And instead of letting the bloody bike move all the way out, held it in the centre,
Yep.
went up centre track. And as soon as I put the bike in centre track, bang, she clicked.
Yeah. Just worked.
And buddy, she clicked. She knew exactly what I was going to do because I come in and I drifted the bike into the corner. So like corner there, the bike is sideways there.
Yeah.
So it just drifted and buddy straightened up and went down the line.
Yeah.
And buddy, she come back in and she couldn't get a helmet off. She was smiling. She bloody loved that.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
You should have been doing that ages ago.
It's like, well, I would have if I hadn't worked out how to do it.
But yeah, it's just one of those things. You get there and you start working out different bloody places, and there's got to be a quicker way.
Yeah. And I think that what you've just recounted there is something that a lot of people who are saying they're too old or saying that they can't do what they used to do back then really need to take notice of, because yes, you were probably a little bit fitter, a little bit more mobile back then, but watching you slot back into doing it now, like, as long as your mentality is still there, then you're going to make it work. Like, I've watched our videos, I've seen all of our photos, I've felt how you move on the bike and all that kind of thing as well. And it's like, well, yes, I know back in the 90s, you were for left-handers. There are points where your knee would be down on the bed as well to help support that. But it's about finding what works now. It's not about going, but I can't do what I used to do. It's about now.
You just off the throttle for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
And then before you start bloody winding it on hard.
Yeah.
And, back in the 90s, I had my own knee. I've got a steel knee in there now.
Come on, bionic. You should be better.
But you just can't get down there and drop your knee into the bed like I used to. Because, as when you first started, Evelyn buddy told you get out early because your dad's going to come. He's going to climb in the bloody bed.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, kid, can't do it.
No, it doesn't quite happen anymore.
But
it's not getting down that's the problem.
It's getting back up.
Mate, no, it is getting down, because when I go down with my knee bloody bent and drop into it, that's when I'm going to bloody buck.
Yeah.
Just the pace we used to bloody hit turn one at Eastern Creek with.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I'll ever get that buzz back.
Yeah.
Everyone there, the white line was going between the nose cone and the front wheel.
Yeah.
And it was sitting, 10 to 12 inches off the grass.
Yeah.
With Evelyn hanging out the front.
Oh, mate, she was
far out the front as she could possibly get.
Mate, she was well off the bloody side.
In my defence, she's a bit taller than me, so
she's
a bit longer.
And she's very mobile.
Yeah.
Yeah, and buddy, as soon as she got onto this thing, she spent about 15 minutes, buddy, moving around on it. She said, "Yep, that's right."
Yeah.
Buddy hooks one toe under the centre brace, wraps the bloody leg around the bloody guard down there, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's just the machine fits her.
Yeah. And I mean, Evelyn, we'll get you back on there. Like, more than happy. Like, I know that you have relinquished the ride to me, but I am more than happy to, when you are up to it.
If that Bathurst revival ever gets off the ground.
Oh, like I don't think I would have much of a say in letting her do a few laps around there, but that would be really cool. Again, terrifying. There is part of me that, because I've seen.
Well, there's a lot of it that I'm.
Yeah.
I look at it and say, shit.
Yeah.
But it's like everything. Once you climb in there, you put the helmet on.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Race meeting, there's red mist.
Yep.
But the thing is, you're focused. You're there.
Yeah.
And you're like that. You're not, how you going up there in the bloody trees?
Which is.
Yeah. Bugger that. It is there. The objective of the day is put it through there.
Which I think is also how I sit here. You can recount tracks corner for corner and talk through whether it's left, right, here or there. I have to actually sit here and kind of go, oh, well, no, it goes like this.
Even
And
I was just doing that when he
and-
talked about turn 5 at
and
Eastern Creek.
I think
1,
in
2,
part that's
3.
because you are actually actively watching where the bike goes, but the way that I handle what I'm doing is I'm actually trying to look to the corner ahead so that I can be prepared and know where I need to be and when I need to be moving. So I'm not necessarily reading the track in the same way that you are.
No.
So I'm like, I'm sitting here. I have to mentally, I'm like, as we're talking through it, it's like, yeah, that's where it goes. I do agree. We were at the same track. Yeah. But no, so I think it's been a lot of fun. I know there will be a few people that'll have a few things to say about a lot of these stories.
Don't worry, a lot of them out there will pick it to pieces.
And there will probably be people that'll kind of go, oh, you should have talked about this. But it's been great to finally get you to sit down and have a chat on Aussie Sidecar Stories.
Well, it's not something I was really looking forward to, but it's... And if we don't get here and have our say, the stories are going to be lost.
Yep.
Yeah, at least with this, you put it aside and they're on a bloody recording or whatever, they can still be drug out in 20 years' time.
That's it. That's exactly the point.
And they're unfortunately, we didn't get the bloody chance, and you weren't doing it and what have you before Doug passed away.
Yep.
Because, mate, that man would have had a mountain of stories.
Yes. Oh, would he ever? Some of the ones that other people have started recounting for me have been amazing.
And he is definitely an Australian sidecar treasure lost.
Yeah.
Anyway, we can't do much about that.
He's a man who supported everybody that supported sidecars, and that's why he gets to be on the front of our outfit, and he is on so many others around Australia.
Yeah, and mate, up there at the chill this year, there are probably half a dozen people come along, and they just stopped and looked and stared.
Yep.
At the Chivo sticker that I've got on the bloody front there. Now, a couple of blokes said, "What the hell are you doing with that?" I said, "Mate, the only problem I've got with that is I couldn't get Doug onto it to ride it."
Yeah.
Yeah. Buddy, I pestered him a few times.
Yeah.
And it would have been great to have got him onto it. But, mate, it's just the way life goes, I'm afraid.
What happens. But anyway, so I think it's getting cold. The kids are starting to hover.
Yeah.
We've talked everybody's ears off for a while. Everybody's finally got their first two-parter, I reckon, if this doesn't end up being 3.
Yeah, more like 3. I'm just looking at the time. More like 3.
But I hope everybody's enjoyed it. And again, I do appreciate everybody that supported Aussie Sidecar Stories. This episode is the 1-year anniversary of our first episode dropping. So I thought we'd try and do something a little bit special, and again, tick off one of the most highly requested stories, I reckon, being Dad. Rodney Anshaw, thank you so much.
No, well, it's done and dusted. So, and as I said earlier in the bloody piece, don't complain about it. Come and have your say.
That's it.
That's right.
Thanks heaps, everyone.
Bye.
Thanks once again for tuning in to Aussie Sidecar Stories. I hope you enjoyed hearing some of the stories in full that have been referenced in a few of the recordings I've done with various people over the last 12 months. Please jump on and follow us on social media, Aussie Sidecar Stories on Instagram and on Facebook and on your podcast platforms. Follow, rate, review, subscribe, turn on instant downloads. All of these things really help with getting the podcast seen. Coming up next is some upcoming events, which, as I've previously said, jump on AussieSidecarStories.com, and the calendar on there has everything that I know about listed. If you know about something that I don't, make sure you fill out the form on there and let me know. Thanks for the support, guys.
Please look up event promoters for details for the following race meetings. The South Australian Reliability Trials 2026 campaign will wrap up on Saturday, August 29 at Murray River Trial in Palmer.
Enjoy the sights and sounds of the pre-1962 bikes and sidecars and pre-1963 cars at the all-historic racing weekend at Pheasants Wood Circuit, Morawin on August 29 and 30.
The Queensland Early Motorcycle Sports Club will host the Queensland Historic Road Race Championships on September 8 at Morgan Park. Round 3 of the Tasmanian Road Race Championships will be at Baskerville Raceway on Sunday, September 13, with a practice day on Saturday. Round 4 of the Motorcycle Racing Club of Western Australia's Championship Series will be at Collie Motorplex on September 20. The Australian Historic Championships are making their way to Collie Motorplex in Western Australia on September 25th to 28th. The iconic Gary Moon Memorial will run again on Saturday, September 26th at Pioneer Park Speedway. Masters of McPark will run on October 2nd to 4th, hosted by Mount Gambier Motorcycle Club. The Australian Sidecar Cross National Titles will be held on October 10 and 11 at the South Coast Motocross Club, running in conjunction with the ATV Nationals.